All right. This will be the third video I'm recording this weekend. We are going to keep pace as much as we can with having my recording dates 2 weeks ahead of the release dates and allow me time to edit. Since we're working on this small folk nation primarily composed of goblins and kobolds, I thought it might be useful to impart some language lessons. Now, Latin, being our stand-in for Draconic, is already widely available and easily searched to find useful phrases and translations. Our Goblin language, however, is a little less prevalent on the internet. So here's a few potentially useful phrases from our simplified Proto-Indo-European that we're using as a Goblin language. First, I'll read them in Goblin. Then I'll read the translation in English. Following? Good. Keep in mind these won't be direct word-for-word translations, but rather the imparted meaning of the phrase. Let's see how I can do with pronunciation on these things. Ege, ne, hai, we, guihiwo. I don't feel like running any longer. Might be useful. Werg tod hamayo, nau domu haes lehu. See that my grave is kept clean. Can't see where, but that might be useful too. Haen blagos, haen stelios, alios tuhe, hae ege. Haistod ege ne hegu. The difference between you and me is that I'm not on fire. Might be situational, but could be useful. This one's come up before. Line kune haed nemos. Waste nothing. Eat your enemies. Potentially more useful one here. Quesmi haes gwen. Where is the queen? Next we have a couple of potential insults. Senhausus. Old pig. Heengui sunus. Son of an eel. I suppose there's probably a lot more potential insults that they come up with if I post the language up for people to go through. Here's one. Hodju hain pista. Ege hai treb. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Ege de hit, hamoyo quert tod, gwen hais heegwesi. I give my life to the queen, to be her weapon. Potentially useful, but I don't know. Eke ne haes hirek. I am no leader. Could probably get you out of responsibilities. Eke go hen. I kill things. Might be useful. I don't know where or how a lot of these phrases would be used or could be used. I can come up with some ideas, but finding use for them in conversations might be fun. Here's some for being introduced or introducing yourself in various situations. Quesmi dubnom hais tue apo. Where are you from? tuhe apo texta. Are you from Texta? Haes beherwo wodr quesmi tuhe haes apo. Do they wash where you come from? That might be a little insulting. Alla America. Hello, friend. We haes apo Texta. We are from Texta. Haeg mahater pahater huhaus. Me, mother, father, and grandmother. We ambihiremos. That's a hard word. We are traveling. Deikom dos likeo anta hae kumbha dihis portos. Would you like a big bowl of stew? We olioi terpo dis portos. Everybody likes stew. This is really starting to sound like an actual phrasebook now. Deiko mdos likeo anta sna nertosuro. Would you like to try our cheese? Yeah, this is sounding like a phrasebook you'd buy. Hopefully, these turn out to be useful. Maybe when you're first encountering or interacting with goblins or with anyone who speaks the goblin language, but they probably won't really be that useful. Still fun. I've offered before, and the offer still stands. If anybody wants me to, I'll post the entire Goblin dictionary somewhere. Just say so. I think languages are fun to play with, but that's just me. Okay, well, it's a short one. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Give me ideas, make suggestions. Maybe if I post the language up somewhere, you could send me back, I don't know, other phrases you come up with. Okay? We'll talk to you next time. Hello again. I've got a really short one for you today. Just a stat block and explaining why I made things the way I did. At the end of the video, I put a few photos of the real animals we're basing these things on. A little bit of a different format today. Just dealing with screen recording and not trying to edit footage together from two different sources might be easier than the other way around. And I'm taking the advice of Cave Mantle from a comment on a previous video and covering the mic with a piece of cloth to help with controlling the audio, so thank you for that. I had mentioned the idea of riding bats for some of our kobolds in a previous video, and I finally managed to finish a stat block for them, so here you go. Calum vulpes is Latin, our stand-in for draconic, and it means sky fox. I heavily modified the original giant bat stat block since we're dealing with flying foxes, which do not echolocate. These guys rely completely on sight. They're very slow on the ground with only a 15 movement speed, but I gave them a fly speed of 80. This is mainly due to me doing the math on how fast real flying foxes go. They fly at 23 feet per second, which would equate to a fly speed between 120 and 150, so I split the difference with the original giant bat. Obviously I gave them dark vision for night flying, but they can see perfectly well during the day also.
Being written as a mount for small creature PCs, I made them a medium creature with an 8-foot body length and a 25-foot wingspan. Still pretty big, but not big enough to carry a medium-sized player character. Looking through images of real flying foxes, I got the impression that they're basically fluffy sky puppies. So I wrote them as friendly and easily tamed or trained. So thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Give me ideas. Make suggestions. Let me know what you do or don't like. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll see what I can do. Hopefully this will be at least entertaining, if not useful. If anyone's interested in providing images or artwork, I'd be more than happy to put it in a video, and I can try to figure out some way to pay for it. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you next time. Now, here's the images I found on Google for flying foxes. Maybe this will give you some ideas.